realtors.
All right.
You
All
get
right.
that, Sal?
Can I give you a copy?
Sorry.
Mr. Ivy.
No, sir.
Ms. Virga?
I don't know if Bill was gonna bring this up, but at the last meeting, we passed a resolution opposing the location of detention facilities in the borough. And on the resolution, it says we should form a committee to review our zoning ordinances and land use law and get some, so I was wondering if we could get together and discuss who should be on that committee, because we want to look at whether we need any amendments to the borough code to further clarify this prohibition. So who should be on that, in those discussions?
Probably the land use attorney. Probably,
Yeah, I think we should have a representative from public safety there, so probably the chief of police, that makes sense.
At least that's one
can
meeting.
we think about this before we
Yeah,
go
I
off,
just
off
wanted,
our
I
heels
wanted,
and do this? But
yeah, I want to tee it up and make sure that we all have input to it and that we don't lose sight of it, because that was part of that resolution. And I don't know, I don't
Maybe by
know.
the next meeting, we'll discuss.
Okay. Sure. I don't know if you were gonna discuss anything about what was brought up last meeting.
I was not.
Okay. Sorry. And, okay, that's it.
Mr. Houston?
I do not have.
And just a couple of things that I have. First of all, the April 16th meeting is election day again. We had our last meeting was election day for the primary. This one is for the general for assembly seat. I'm wondering whether the council wants to move that meeting from that Thursday to the Wednesday, prior to the Thursday. So that's the 19th or 16th to the 15th. It'll just make it a little easier on the clerk's office if you're available on the 15th.
Yeah, I already cleared, so I'll fix it.
I think I already said that, I was good at that.
You good?
It's a Wednesday night. If I-
Everybody's okay on 15th?
Yes, yes.
Chief?
We'll make it happen.
15th then 16th? It doesn't matter.
That's taxes.
Okay, well, that's perfect.
So that really is-
All right, so Rosemary, if everybody's okay with changing to the Wednesday?
Yes.
If you would just do
It'll go
proper,
on the next one,
proper notice and whatnot.
but it has to go on the
Next week. Yep,
first.
that's fine. No problem. We do have, municipal building cleaning. We have, we're looking for substitutes. I believe that closes tomorrow. We've also had a company, give us an estimate for that also, but we should move pretty quickly on that, because we are down a cleaning person right now. And, an injury, I don't know how long that will last, it's supposed to be a couple days or whatever, it's rendered into a few more than that. So we need to get, some quick solutions to our cleaning issues here. Jamie from the, community center is, interested in cleaning up the community center. She can do about 4 hours, so that's something else. The, buildings and grounds committee will have to take into consideration. Second? Yeah, so I know Sal's not here, but so one of you two will connect with Sal and,
Yep.
get
We're
that.
in discussion.
Okay, so we'll get that moving, pretty.
4 hours a week.
Yes. And that's all that I have. Nothing else, anybody? No? Moving forward, approval of minutes, Mr. Broom.
I, Councilman Broom, move the minutes of February 5th, 2026 to be adopted.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? The ayes have it. Moving on to the consent calendar, Mr. Broom.
Okay, Reports for January 2026, Animal Control, Sanitarian, Borough Clerk, Building Inspector, and Tax Collector. Resolution 2026-38, Morris County Retired Educators Association Philanthropic Fund, Inc., raffle license 353-26. Resolution 2026-39, entitled Resolution Adopting a Temporary Capital Budget for 2026. Resolution 2026-40, entitled Refund of Overpayment. Resolution 2026-41, entitled Redemption Resolution, block number 121, lot number 1.01, fall edition number C1802, redeem third-party tax lien number 25-00002. Resolution 2025-42, entitled Borough of Morris Plains Resolution of Support to Submit a Grant Application to the 2026 AARP Community Challenge Grant Program for $25,000 to improve pedestrian safety at the intersection of Grants Avenue and Whatnot Park. Resolution 2025-43, resolution approving the issuance of a soil disturbance permit. The resignation of Allison Vander part-time construction office clerk, building department, be accepted effective February 13, 2026. Borough Council authorized the borough engineer to prepare plans and specifications for the 2026 capital road projects, which include Laurel Street, Sun Valley Way, Kowskowski Drive, Headley Avenue, Davis Avenue, and Juniper Drive. Michelle Radford be granted permission to serve alcoholic beverages at a birthday party to be held Saturday, May 9, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Community Park Pavilion. Have received quotes for 2026 water treatment to Community Park Pond and Whatnot Pond from the following: Lake Management Sciences. So Community Park quote was for $2,094.00, and that included the NJDEP permit. And their quote for Whatnot Park Pond was $1,804.00, including the same NJDEP permit. And Aqua Clear Lake and Pond Management, Community Park Pond, their quote was $1,650, and that included the NJDEP permit. And their quote for Whatnot Park Pond was the same number, $1,650.00, and that included the NJDEP permit. So a purchase order will be issued to Aqua Clear Lake and Pond Management, P.O. Box 143, Layton, New Jersey, in the amount of $3,330. The recreation program instructors attached to be hired at the rate and the date stated for the 2026 spring recreation program.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mike. Roll call, please.
Mr. Broom,
Yes.
Mr. Houston,
Yes.
Mr. Ivy,
Yes.
Mr. Pontier.
Yes.
Ms. Griffin.
Yes.
At this time, I'm gonna have a public hearing on the community park pool improvements. The Borough of Morris Plains is seeking funding through the State of New Jersey Green Acres Program for improvements at the community park pool located at Jim Care Drive in Morris Plains. The Borough proposes renovating the community park pool period. This application includes locating and repairing leaks in the pool, replacing the slide, and replacing all lifeguard chairs. A public hearing was published in the Morris Newsbee on February 5th, 2026, announcing that the public is encouraged to attend the public hearing to learn more about the proposal and to ask questions or provide comments on the proposed plan on Thursday, February 29th, February 19th, 2026, which is tonight at 7:30. The public hearing will be held as part of a regular scheduled council meeting. The concept plan, environmental impact assessment, and cost estimate documents are available here tonight or on the table if anybody's interested, and on the borough website. The estimated cost of the project's components are: locate and repair pool leaks is $150,000. Replace the slide is $35,000. Replace 4 lifeguard chairs, $15,000, for a total of $200,000. If the Green Acres grant is awarded, $50,000 will be a grant and $150,000 will be in the form of a 20-year loan at 0% interest. I'm now opening the public hearing for comments from the public. Please come up forward, state your name and address for the record, and your comment. Anybody wish to speak on the grant application? Don't see nobody. I thank everybody who participated. Steve for putting this together, and people that got the pricing for you together. Jerry, your input in the rec department as well. And thanks to everybody participating. I close the public hearing. Moving on to reports of committees and or department heads, finance and survey.
Thank you. I just received the tax collector's report for the month of January. We collected about approximately $2.57 million for tax year 2026 in the month of January. The finance office continued working on the annual debt statement, and they worked on some transfers that you see on tonight's agenda, and they're starting to review the budget sheets submitted by department heads. The library is hosting a special Lunar New Year celebration this Sunday, February 22nd, from 1 to 3 p.m. The information is in the weekly email, but they are going to have a local Morris Plains resident who is going to teach an origami craft. She's a journalist as well, and there's going to be an author reading by a Maplewood, New Jersey author about the meaning of the Lunar New Year. The Green Team met on Monday, February 9th. Nothing new to report at this time, except to note that we have noted that the U.S. drought monitor conditions worsened for Morris Plains. It came out today. We moved from moderate drought to severe drought in this week's U.S. drought monitor. We've been in a drought for 16 weeks since October 28th, and it is expected to persist for the next 3 months. So we're at level 3. There's a level 4, which is extreme, and level 5 is exceptional. So we're at level 3 right now. The next meeting of the Green Team is scheduled for March 16th. Last night, the mayor and I attended the Morris County League of Municipalities dinner, and it's a gathering of elected officials across Morris County, and we meet and networking and talk about best practices. And Mayor Carr, congratulations, was named the first vice president of that committee last night. He was inducted, and Mike Serra spoke from the state New Jersey League of Municipalities. And gave us an update on legislation that is in the pipeline, and he also speculated on what the new governor would prioritize in her budget for us, which is scheduled for March 10th. We also met our new intergovernmental liaison from the Sherrill administration. His name is Abe Camille, and I believe the mayor's already had conversations with him about road salt.
Yeah, we had extensive conversations about road salt. How I met him.
Apparently there's a shortage, or difficult to get at this point in the season. I also attended the Downtown Morris Plains Roundtable meeting yesterday, which was held at BE Furniture. There were about 15 to 20 Morris Plains business owners in attendance. Topics of discussion were a preview of their updated website, a project they are working on to streamline the many donation requests our small businesses get, a survey they are planning to conduct about local residents, their wishes, the local residents' wishes for businesses, like a wish list type of survey. They talked about the opening of the new Ugly Dumpling at the Kohl's Plaza, and new ways to help highlight our terrific small businesses through influencers and blog posts online, and leveraging existing events like our farmers market to highlight local businesses. And Downtown Morris Plains continues to be free for businesses to participate in, and the next 2 roundtables will be in July and November. That's all.
Public safety, Mr. Pontier.
Thank you, Mayor. Nancy, thank you for going to that yesterday. I typically try to go as the liaison for council and BPC, but had a follow-up doctor's appointment, so I was glad you were able to go. Thank you.
Excuse me, the what committee?
The BSC now, Business Support Committee.
You thought nobody was listening?
Well, we haven't made the public official announcement yet, so I didn't want to, didn't know if the mayor wanted to have the honors. But anyways, thank you again, Mayor. Real quick, on the police department front, there's a virtual meeting tomorrow, 12:20, with PSNS, the architectural firm we're working with, to look at the small-scale renovation plans for Borough Hall. We should have some financial numbers delivered soon, in which case we can get the larger group, the Conceptual Plans Committee, together to review and discuss. We did find out that a few other municipalities in Morris County have applied for and received grants for this type of public safety progress. So we'll be exploring this as an option, and any grant money received would be obviously put to great use and lower the burden of the taxpayers, which is our main goal. The Junior Police Academy applications are open. Anyone in the 6th through 8th grade may apply. This is a 4-week full-time course that takes place at the Academy in Morris Township each summer. I personally attended the graduation last summer, and I was very impressed not only with the caliber of the students, but the instructors and the school itself. It's a great program for anyone interested. The CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team, will be meeting again on Monday, the 23rd at the VFW. Again, anyone that is interested is encouraged to reach out to Chief Karosky, Lieutenant Bob Gield, or go to the borough website for next steps. The Traffic Committee has not yet had a chance to meet, but will be soon to go over a couple of local parking and snow-related issues, along with discussing some of the street improvement projects that will be coming up this year. The Complete and Green Streets Committee is set to meet again for the 5th time on Wednesday, February 25th. We have our final draft and checklist in place, and we'll be looking to get approval to advance this to the council for questions, comments, and concerns. And we're going to have a special presentation from a resident, Steve Persak, at that I'm looking forward to. The Morris Plains Police Department also received a new patrol car. We have it in our possession, but still needs to be detailed and upfitted for patrol. I'll be meeting with Chief Karosky next Monday to go over the 2026 regular budget and capital budget as well. Fire prevention, Chris is always out inspecting, continuing to include apartments in the borough. I met with Chris last week to go over the 2026 budget and capital requests as well. And if you have an old or unwanted fire extinguisher at your home, the Morris Plains Fire Prevention Bureau is collecting any old extinguishers for proper disposal. You can call the office at 973-590-2401 or email them at mpfp@morrisplainsborough, that's boro.org, to schedule pickup. You can also drop them off at the rear of their office located at 555 Speedwell, which is the red building next door. Fire department calls are picking up. I do not have an official count yet, but I know they're staying busy. And I also have the chance to meet with Chief Kevin Ronga to go over the budget and capital requests for 2026 as well. Court system running very smoothly. Our interim prosecutor, John, has been doing very well. I spoke with a few people that said there's been an uptick in communication across the board, so that's been a very positive note. And just a reminder, if you've not yet registered your pets for a license, please visit the Borough Clerk's office for assistance. That's all for me, Mayor.
Fantastic.
Can
Chief?
I ask a quick question about the fire extinguishers?
Yes.
Do they recycle them?
So I don't know exactly what they do with them, but I know that they have a way to properly dispose of them. So they're requesting ultimately that if you do have an old one, I mean, in reality, one that's even more than 5 years old is considered old. They did, just being in real estate, New Jersey did get rid of the requirement to have a fire extinguisher in each home. But I do know that when Chris does the inspections, he does, prefer and check that they're there. But if you do have an old one, that you think is too old and possibly not working anymore, again, it's just a great way to not, you are not supposed to put that in the regular garbage, so,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Thanks for clarifying.
Oh, yeah.
There's certain stuff.
Chemicals, they don't want the garbage.
Yeah, it's like with batteries and paint, stuff like that, so it's similar.
Chief?
Nothing to add, fantastic report.
Fantastic to hear. Everything is going great. Fantastic. Public Works, Mr. Broom.
Did he copy your paper?
This is from our weekly meetings.
Yeah.
We get things accomplished.
Like that. Okay, thank you. So the DPW, our mechanics work on all our town vehicles, police cars, and DPW keep running to speed and safe for all our employees. They were picking up garbage in the parks, which is a good sign that people are actually out and not, cabin fever. They salted the road, and I appreciate the effort on getting more salt as we're down to the last kernels that are ready to salt.
Nothing.
Yeah, they had to put the snow will come this weekend.
We're halfway there.
Yeah, right. So St. Patrick's Day is here before you know it. They finished widening the road, which was really appreciated with they have a snow blower attachment to get the snow out of the roadways. It was fantastic. And they also, as they were doing that, they were clearing the snow by the fire hydrants, which is very important. And then this time of year when it's not snowing, we much appreciated with the work they do on the buildings, the town buildings. So they painted the basement at the annex behind us. We did some work at the 555, the new door, some work in the bathroom there. They did clean out the sewer drains on Johnson Road. They cut and chipped a couple fallen trees that were on Stile and Sun Valley. And they made sure all the catch basins were open from the rain that was coming. They were able to clear those to get them open. They did a bath and fan at the annex, and they're helping with the 100th anniversary cocktail party that will be over at the VFW on the 21st of this Saturday. So if you haven't got your tickets, I think it's going on. Should be a good time.
I heard they wrap the outdoor space and then they heat it, so to expand, so it's not just
Oh.
outside, there's gonna be outside too.
Well, that
Oh,
might
they
be.
put a tent,
Oh, the tenant?
yeah,
Oh,
tent
yeah, a heated tent.
Inside the,
on the pavilion.
Oh, good.
okay.
Yeah, I left my heater that we use for the Christmas tree cellar there, just in case somebody wanted to go outside, but that's good. We'll have an indoor and an outdoor area.
It's gonna be a great one.
Yeah, it'll be fun. That's all I have. Oh, sorry, I have Sal. Well, go ahead, Sal. Yeah. All right, so for building and ground, recreation, under pool, Director Jerry Sidney met with John Sigarelli about getting pricing on bathroom partitions and then the launching blocks for the swimmers, so they're gonna be working on that. They are receiving estimates for the recoup of the chlorinated water at pool next week, I'm not sure about that. Rec Center, busy as always with adult programs and pickleball. The tennis courts project, the DPW advised us that they will make the expansion cuts on the courts as soon as the snow melts. We will be meeting with the tennis court resurfacing contractor so he can move right in after they make the expansion cuts. So the courts will be 100% operational. Simon's turf field, discussions still going on about re-turfing, putting new carpet down, we call it. Simon's Field, and we're enlarging the fields that will meet the 70-70 standard. There's a meeting next week to come up with some recommendations and then for council approval. The beautification committee, weather permitting, will inspect all the plants to see how the former drought damage and now the cold and snow damage to see how they made it through the winter. That's all meetings.
Good, two birds with one stone.
Yeah, perfect.
Mr. Ivy, Public Health, Sanitation, and Sewers.
Thank you, Mayor. So for Teen Center, they're continuing to hold great events for the kids while being mindful of the budget. Costs have risen from last year, which is making it a little bit difficult to hold the same events year over year, but the board will be analyzing this year's spend compared to last year to strategize ways to do more with less and be prepared for next year. While on the topic, the board is still looking for a fundraising coordinator, so if you're interested, please contact me. For Board of Health, the County Health Division reported on their normal January activities across environmental health, public health, nursing, and health education. Pre-opening inspections passed for Ugly Dumpling, amongst other businesses, but we're happy to see that Ugly Dumpling is open and busy.
Finally.
Yes, I didn't want to say finally.
Well, everybody's been asking for a year, when's it open?
The county is also working with the REHS team on the creation of an online food handlers class. This class will be offered in addition to the in-person classes already available and may be required for establishments with unsatisfactory inspection findings. But overall, the intent is to increase accessibility for people to obtain their certifications on their schedule. And then lastly, a review of the Board of Health website was completed, so we updated some outdated or redundant public health links, updated all the board members, and there was some language implying endorsement of specific pharmacies or providers, which has been removed and will be replaced with county recommended resources. The primary public communications will continue through town newsletters and the Board of Health Facebook page, so please give that a follow. And the next Board of Health meeting will be March 11th, 2026.
Thank you, sir. Ordinances and public utilities, Mr. Houston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, so for the month of January, the annex office processed 8 OPA requests for a total of 6 hours. The construction office issued 27 new permits and collected $7,134 in fees. There were 13 electrical permits, 12 plumbing permits, 8 building permits, 4 fire permits, and 4 mechanical permits. They issued 25 certificates, 24 for alterations, 1 for an addition. They performed, 65 electrical inspections, 57 building inspections, 34 plumbing inspections, 21 fire inspections, 5 mechanical inspections, and partridge in a pear tree. So they did a lot.
Blah, blah.
Well, that was all just in the month of January, so they are busy over there, doing a lot of inspections. making sure everything's up to code and, including the ugly duckling, so that all got approved, so, as we all heard. On the planning board, so planning board did hear an application, which will update, what's known as the M&M property across from the warehouses on 53. The application was largely for aesthetic updates to the fascia of the building. The planning board did pass the application, and I believe the builders during that hearing they were asked, and they stated that they plan to start construction in June of 2026. Not holding my breath for that one, but that's
Don't
what
hang
they
your
said.
hat on that. But we'll hope.
We'll hope, for sure. For ordinances, so there are, on the agenda tonight, there are two ordinances on second reading. So ordinance 1-2026 is a bond ordinance, which appropriates funding for fixing the roads in Morris Plains. And ordinance 2-2026, which establishes pay grades and fixing salaries for the police department. There are also two ordinances on the agenda for first reading. Both ordinances are around the action the council needs to take regarding affordable housing. Ordinance 3 is the affordable housing ordinance, which, Mr. Mayor, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that just updates the definition for affordable housing.
Yeah, and from different, things that are different from round 3 to round 4.
Okay.
It's a comprehensive round 4 ordinance that's
Right.
required by the state.
Right, exactly, yeah, required by the state, I think that's the key thing there. As well as ordinance 4, which establishes overlay zones, and the permitted uses, again, regarding affordable housing. And then just on some, two quick plugs here. Morristown High School is going to be putting on a production of Fiddler on the Roof from March 12th, 13th, and 15th. There are many Morris Plains students, including my son, who's in the production, so if you want to go see some bottle dancing, if anybody's familiar with the show, you can go over there. They've been working hard on that. And then the Borough School will actually be putting on a production of Bye Bye Birdie, April 17th and 18th. The kids are super excited to perform a classical musical, and shameless plug, my wife is directing. So, so come on out, support your local arts and Morris Plains kids. And that's all I have.
And the Houston family.
Hey, there you go.
Goodness sakes. Very good, thank you. The one thing that I do have is, on February 24th, right here at 7 o'clock, we'll be having an informal session or discussion on the Idlewild Pool and ideas, getting feedback from residents up in that neighborhood and past the members of that pool, and you know, everybody's invited, but it'll be here on the 24th at 7 p.m. So, the architect will be here. He's going to have some very, very rough renderings just to give everybody an idea of what something like that could look like, but we're looking for ideas, input, feedback, anything that anybody wants to add. So we look forward to seeing everybody there. Now I'd like to open up the floor for a public invitation for comment. Anybody wish to speak? Come forward, state your name and address and your comment. Seeing nobody, we have to move on to ordinances. Mr. Houston.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First, we have, I, Councilmember Houston, introduce the following ordinance and read the same by title and move that it be passed on first reading. Ordinance number 3-2026, an ordinance of the Borough of Morris Plains, amending Chapter 13, quote, land development, unquote, repealing and replacing Chapter 13, Article 5, subsection 13, quote, affordable housing ordinance, unquote, of the Code of the Borough of Morris Plains, New Jersey.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Berger. Roll call, please.
Mr. Broom,
Yes.
Mr. Houston,
Yes.
Mr. Ivy,
Yes.
Mr. Pontier,
Yes.
Ms. Berger.
Yes.
I, Councilmember Houston, offer the following resolution, whereas the above ordinance was introduced and read by title at this meeting on February 19, 2026, and passed on the first reading. Now therefore be it resolved that at a meeting to be held on March 5th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time, at the municipal building in the said borough, this council will further consider for second reading and final passage the said ordinance. And be it further resolved that the clerk of this borough is hereby directed to publish and mail the proper notice, including the ordinance, post the ordinance on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and to make copies available to members of the general public.
And is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gruen, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? The ayes have it. Moving on.
I, Councilmember Houston, introduce the following ordinance and read the same by title and move that it be passed on first reading. Ordinance number 4-2026. An ordinance to provide the partial amendment and supplementation of quote chapter 13, 2000 Borough of Morris Plains Land Development Ordinance, unquote, to establish affordable housing overlay zones in the Borough of Morris Plains.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ivy, roll call please.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Ivy?
Yes.
Mr. Pontier?
Yes.
Ms. Bergen?
Yes.
I, Councilmember Houston, offer the following resolution. Whereas the above ordinance was introduced and read by title at this meeting on February 19, 2026, and passed on first reading. Now therefore be it resolved that at a meeting to be held on March 5th, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. prevailing time at the municipal building in the said borough, this council will further consider for second reading and final passage the said ordinance. And be it further resolved that the clerk of this borough is hereby directed to publish and mail the proper notice, including the ordinance, post the ordinance on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and to make copies available to members of the general public.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pontier, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? The ayes have it. Moving on, the ordinance is on second reading. Mr. Houston.
I, Councilmember Houston, read by title the ordinance entitled Ordinance Number 1-2026, bond ordinance providing for the improvement of various roads in and by the Borough of Morris Plains in the County of Morris, New Jersey, appropriating $670,750 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of 636,000 bonds or notes of the borough for financing such appropriation, which ordinance was introduced and passed on first reading at a meeting held on February 5th, 2026.
I announce that the meeting is open for a public hearing on the ordinance. Anybody wishing to speak? Seeing no one, I close the public hearing.
I, Councilmember Houston, state that the above ordinance as read by title on second reading at this meeting be adopted and finally passed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Verga, roll call please.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Ivy?
Yes.
Mr. Pontier?
Yes.
Ms. Bergen?
Yes.
I declare the ordinance adopted and finally passed.
I, Councilmember Houston, read by title the ordinance entitled Ordinance Number 2-2026, an ordinance establishing pay grades and fixing salaries and benefits for the Police Department of the Borough of Morris Plains, which ordinance was introduced and passed on first reading at a meeting held on February 5th, 2026.
Is there a second? Oh, sorry. I open the meeting, or the meeting up for a public hearing on the ordinance. Seeing no one, I close the public hearing.
I, Councilmember Houston, state that the above ordinance as read by title on second reading at this meeting be adopted and finally passed.
Is there a second?
Second. Second by order.
Half by Art, half by Mike. Roll call please.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Ivy?
Yes.
Mr. Pontier?
Yes.
Ms. Bergen?
Yes.
I declare the ordinance adopted and finally passed. Moving on to resolutions, Mr. Green.
I'd like to read Resolution 2026-44 entitled Police Department Salaries.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Pontier. Roll call please.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Ivy?
Yes.
Mr. Pontier?
Yes.
Ms. Bergen?
Yes.
We have no unfinished business, no new business. We do have some vouchers. Ms. Verga.
I move with the checklist dated February 19th, 2026, in the amount of $800,850.85 be approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Groom. Roll call please.
Mr. Broom?
Yes.
Mr. Houston?
Yes.
Mr. Ivy?
Yes.
Mr. Pontier?
Yes.
Ms. Bergen?
Yes.
Very good. And we do need an executive session, at least I do anyway. We need a number.
Be it resolved by the Borough Council of the Borough of Morris Plain on the 19th day of February 26th, the mayor and council shall meet in executive session for which the public shall be excluded to discuss matters as permitted pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12 subsection E7, pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation other than in subsection B4 herein, matters falling within the attorney-client purview.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Nancy, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, the ayes have it, we are going into an executive session. We will be returning, can't tell you exactly when, or whether there'll be any business after. More than welcome to wait in the hallway or in the, conference room right down the hall.